Your gut isn't just giving you digestion problems. Right now, it could be controlling your mood, destroying your sleep, draining your energy, and quietly fueling inflammation throughout your entire body. And here's what most people don't realize. Fixing it doesn't require expensive supplements or complicated diets. Stay with me, because what I'm about to share changed everything for the patients I've worked with. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you 3 simple drinks you can make in your own kitchen. They're made from ingredients you probably already have or can pick up at any grocery store for just a few dollars. But before we get to those, you need to understand why your gut has this much power over how you feel every single day. Now, let me be straight with you. If you're over 60, the chances are high that your gut isn't working the way it used to. And that's not your fault. The processed foods we've been eating for decades, the medications many of us take, the stress we've carried, even the natural aging process itself. All of these things have been quietly damaging something called your gut microbiome. Now, I want to be clear before we go any further. This is educational information based on research and nutritional science. If you're on medications, or if you have specific health conditions like kidney problems or chronic digestive issues, always talk to your doctor before making changes to your diet. We good? Okay, let's continue. Here's something that might surprise you. Around 40% of people worldwide are struggling with some form of gut dysfunction right now. And for those of us over 60, that number is even higher. Let me ask you something. Have you tried those expensive probiotic supplements? The ones that promise to fix everything? Maybe you've experimented with elimination diets, cutting out entire food groups, trying to figure out what's causing the problem. Or perhaps you've spent money on miracle products that, well, didn't create any miracles. If that's you, you're not alone. And here's the thing. Those approaches often miss the fundamental issue. Your gut doesn't just need more bacteria thrown at it. What it needs is the right environment to heal itself. Think of it like a garden. You can plant all the seeds you want, but if the soil is toxic, nothing's going to grow. Now pay attention to this next part. The food industry has spent decades creating products that last forever on shelves. But here's what they're not telling you. Those preservatives, artificial colors, added sugars, and processed ingredients, they don't just pass through your system. They actively damage the lining of your gut and kill off the beneficial bacteria you need to stay healthy. Let me ask you this, and I want you to answer honestly in the comments. Have you noticed that certain foods that never bothered you before suddenly cause problems now? Maybe bread, dairy, or even vegetables that used to be fine. Comment yes if that's happened to you. I read every single comment, and I'm curious how many of you are experiencing this. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Your gut isn't just about digestion. It's connected to almost every system in your body. So when your gut isn't working right, the symptoms show up in places you'd never expect. Chronic fatigue that no amount of sleep seems to fix. Joint pain and inflammation that makes simple movements uncomfortable. Unexplained anxiety or depression. And yes, that's directly connected to your gut. Problems sleeping through the night. Skin issues like rashes, eczema, or persistent acne. And weight that just won't budge, no matter what you try. Now, if you're experiencing even 2 or 3 of these, your gut is probably trying to tell you something. And this is the part that surprises most people. Roughly 70% of your immune system is located in your gut. So when your gut is struggling, your entire body's defense system is compromised. Research from institutions like Johns Hopkins and Harvard has shown something fascinating. Your gut produces about 90% of your body's serotonin. That's the neurotransmitter that regulates your mood and your sleep. So when people say they have a gut feeling about something, there's actually deep science behind that. This connection between your gut and your brain, it's called the gut-brain axis, and it's a two-way street. When your gut is inflamed and unhealthy, it sends stress signals to your brain. And when your brain is stressed, it sends signals back that slow down digestion and damage your gut lining even more. Let me be straight with you. If this gut dysfunction goes unchecked, here's what typically happens. The inflammation spreads. The symptoms get worse. Your body becomes less able to absorb the nutrients from the food you eat, even if you're eating healthy. And that creates a downward spiral that gets harder and harder to reverse. But here's where it gets really interesting for those of us over 60. Everything I just explained, there's one factor that changes all of it. And it's something most doctors don't emphasize enough. Your gut can heal itself. Even after years of damage, even after decades of processed foods and stress and medications, when you give your gut the right building blocks, it has a remarkable ability to repair and restore itself. And that's exactly what these 3 elixirs do. Now, these aren't just random smoothies or juice recipes. Each one is designed to target specific aspects of gut health. The first one focuses on detoxification and reducing inflammation. The second one addresses elimination and fiber. And the third one creates a protective coating in your gut while feeding the beneficial bacteria. Stay with me here, because this is important. Let's start with the first elixir. This is your morning gut reset. Here's what you need. 1 medium apple, 2 stalks of celery, half a cucumber, a small piece of fresh ginger about the size of your thumbnail, and 1 cup of water. You're going to blend all of these together until smooth. If you have a juicer, even better, but a regular blender works just fine. You might want to strain it if you prefer a thinner consistency, but keeping that fiber in there is actually beneficial. This makes a bigger difference than you'd think. The apple provides something called pectin, which is a type of soluble fiber that helps remove toxins. The celery is incredibly hydrating and contains natural compounds that reduce inflammation in your gut lining. Cucumber adds more hydration and helps with elimination. And that ginger? Ginger has been used for thousands of years to calm digestive issues, and what research shows is that it stimulates the production of digestive enzymes. You want to drink this first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. Give it about 20 to 30 minutes before you eat breakfast. And if you want, you can have a second serving in the afternoon. But that morning dose, that's the most important one. Now, before we move to the second recipe, let me ask you this. What's your biggest gut health struggle right now? Is it bloating, constipation, discomfort after meals, or something else? Tell me in the comments. Your answers actually help me know what topics to cover in future videos. Alright, the second elixir. This one is powerful for elimination and keeping things moving regularly. You'll need 1 small beet, 1 large carrot, that same small piece of ginger, half a lemon, and 1 cup of water. Now, here's what nobody talks about. Beets contain something called betalains. These are natural compounds that support your liver's detoxification process. And since your liver works directly with your gut to eliminate toxins, this creates a 1-2 punch for cleaning out your system. The carrot adds beta-carotene and more fiber. The lemon provides vitamin C and helps balance the pH. Same process, blend it all together, strain if you want to, and drink it. This one I recommend in the morning as well, but you can alternate it with the first recipe. Maybe do the apple-celery blend 3 days a week, and this beet blend the other days. One quick note about beets. If you have a history of kidney stones or kidney problems, talk to your doctor before consuming a lot of beets. They contain oxalates, which some people need to limit. That's why that disclaimer at the beginning matters. Now, this third elixir is different. It's not a juice, it's more like a gel. And this might be the most powerful one for actually healing your gut lining. Here's what you need. 3 tablespoons of chia seeds, 1.5 cups of water, and half a lemon squeezed. You're going to mix the chia seeds with the water and let them sit for at least 15 minutes. They'll absorb the water and create this gel-like consistency. Add the lemon juice and stir. If you want to make it more palatable, you can add a handful of berries or a bit of mashed banana. Here's why this works. Chia seeds are loaded with soluble fiber. When they create that gel, that same thing happens in your digestive tract. It coats your gut lining, protecting it from irritation. It also feeds your beneficial gut bacteria. Those are called prebiotics. And it helps with motility, which means it keeps things moving through your system at the right pace. Now, before I let you go, there's one more thing I need to tell you. And honestly, this might be the most important part. These 3 elixirs work because they address the root cause, not just the symptoms. But here's what most people miss completely. This isn't a 1-week fix. Your gut took years to get into this condition. Healing it takes consistency. If you commit to having one of these drinks every morning for the next 30 days, you're giving your gut the chance to actually repair itself. Most people start noticing changes within the first week. More energy, less bloating, better elimination. But the real transformation? That happens around the 3 to 4 week mark, when your gut lining has had time to heal and your bacterial balance starts to shift. 6 months from now, you could still be struggling with the same discomfort, the same fatigue, the same frustration, or you could be feeling better than you have in years. More energy to do what you love, better sleep, less pain, a clearer mind. The difference is what you decide to do with this information starting tomorrow morning. So here's what we covered. Your gut controls far more than digestion. It affects your energy, your mood, your sleep, your immune system, and your inflammation levels. Modern processed foods and lifestyle factors have damaged most people's guts, especially as we age. But the good news? Your gut can heal when you give it the right tools. 3 simple elixirs. The apple-celery detox blend, the beet digestive juice, and the chia seed gut gel. Start with one tomorrow morning. Be consistent. Give your body time to heal. And pay attention to how you feel. If you found this information helpful and you want to see more videos like this, just click the subscribe button below. It's completely free, and you'll get notified when I post new information. A thumbs up also helps other people find this video, so if this was useful to you, I'd appreciate that. Now, if you want to learn more about reducing inflammation naturally, I made this video that goes into detail about the specific foods and habits that make the biggest difference. just click right here to watch it next. I think you'll find it really helpful. Take care of yourself.